Hi guys, this is gsndom.com and I'm here with the LG G3 for a detailed unboxing of the device and soon a review. Today I'm going to show you the unboxing. This is the device's box, colored in brown and a sort of grey. This device was announced back in May, it was launched in June, and this is actually the first QHD display phone that I ever tested, and as such it's a premiere. Welcome here at gsndom.com. So let's remove the plastic cover from the device. This is it, the famous LG G3. It's actually a bit smaller than I expected. It actually has a 5.5-inch screen and, as I said, just a bit smaller than expected. Okay, the price tag of this model is $600 on T-Mobile, free of contract of course, and you can get it in black, white and several other color versions. Many people have said that the G3 is a very serious candidate to be the phone of the year 2014, beating the Galaxy S5, even iPhone 6. We'll see about that later on. So a flagship QHD screen, and let's see what's inside the box. As you can see here, LG advertises the knock code feature, and we get a manual with all the instructions we need. The battery, it's a lithium-ion battery, 3000 mAh capacity, quite heavy. Next up we get a pair of headphones. Let's actually open up this little envelope, have a look at the headphones. This time they're white, just like the back of the phone, and the usual design that LG has offered on the last few models is present here as well, so nothing surprising in the headphones area. We get your typical USB cable. If I'm not mistaken, it's not micro USB 3.0 like the Galaxy S5. And finally the charger. This is it, pretty big charger. The last phone I tested from LG was the G Pro 2, and the charger charged the device very fast. Okay, now we're done with the box and accessories. Let's put them aside and let's actually remove this back cover because it's removable, so you can insert the battery. We have a little hole here. This is plastic, but not any kind of plastic. From what I've heard, it's reinforced with a sheet of metal, so it's plastic and metal in one. Okay, the battery goes in here, and we have micro SD and micro SIM card slot overlap on top of each other right here. Let's put this back. By the way, that micro SD card slot offers you support for up to an extra 128 GB of space. Right now I'm pressing the on-off button from the back, the usual trend from LG, and now the volume buttons are very inconspicuous right next to the on-off button. The initial setup is starting. And by the way, this model measures 8.9 mm in thickness and it weighs 149 grams. Let's set it up. Okay. Getting to know the keyboard, quite comfy, that's my first impression. You should know that the display you can see right here is a True HD IPS Plus LCD, 5.5-inch, and it's a QHD screen, which means a resolution of 2560 over 1440 pixels. We also get the Gorilla Glass deep protection, and the processor here is a quad-core Snapdragon 801 clocked at 2.5 GHz. The GPU, well, that's the Adreno 330, and there are actually two versions of this model. There's one with 16 GB of storage and 2 GB of RAM, and one with 32 GB of storage and 3 GB of RAM. Other things worth mentioning here, aside from this minimalistic user interface that looks actually very nice, you can also see it here and here. Okay, so let's talk a bit about the camera. At the back we got a 13 megapixel camera with 4K video capture and this laser autofocus right here, as well as the dual LED dual tone flash here. At the front we got a 2.1 megapixel camera, and back to the back camera we got here optical image stabilization plus, and this device will also come with noise cancelling, Dolby audio technology, and as I said, a battery with a capacity of 3000 mAh. There is infrared as well, so I'm going to look up from that tiny spot that emits infrared right here. We also have NFC, and as I said, it's made of polycarbonate but with a tiny sheet of metal binded to it. It's also on unibody styling, as you can see. I would say unibody like, not exactly unibody, and also there's a faux metal look to it. Anyway, let's get further. Let's discuss the software a little bit. finally some customization from LG. We're running here, let's see what OS. Here we go, Android 4.4.2, so it's KitKat with the latest LG UI. As you can see, icons have changed, everything has changed, including widgets, options. It feels pretty much like a combination between the Asus Zen UI and HTC Sense, the latest one. Now I want to show you the camera interface, and while I do that, I'm going to talk to you about the laser autofocus for a bit. So what it does is it's a contrast detection mechanism. It uses up dots of light, multiple dots of light, that will help you create ideal contrast. So the laser guidance, the laser autofocus, will send up beams of light that will be used by the camera to create contrast in low light situations. And now the options, well, we got a few modes and a few settings. Everything is kept to the bare minimum. Overall, I would say that we get 9 options here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And another 4, so only 9 options for this camera. There is no ISO, there is no white balance, there is no exposure, so they kept everything to the bare minimum possible. This is the LG G3, there is lots to talk about it. This is merely the unboxing at gsn1.com. Thanks for watching, we'll be back with a full review ASAP. That's it for now, bye bye.